Welcome to another episode of the Coffee Conversation Show powered by the Emerging India Forum, TEIF, and a tech partner, Prime Infotech Solution. Series is The Emerging Lawyer. Theme is Corporate Ethics and Governance, Compliance, and Beyond. We have with us guest speaker Madhura Tyagi, Associate Director at Nielsen IQ, a distinct professional in the field of legal, compliance, corporate ethics, and governance. She has an impressive career spanning over a decade and has made significant contribution to the legal domain, handling complex agreements, ensuring regulatory compliance, developing robust compliance management frameworks. So, Madhura, welcome to today's coffee conversation.
Thank you so much. It's my privilege to be part of this today. And thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to have this coffee conversation along with my coffee mug today.
Okay, so let me explain you the format. There are three rounds: professional, personal, and the rapid fire, which is the fun round. And the answer, so you get to win this book, Shaping the Agency Lawyer for Future.
Okay.
So friends, I'm Lion Ahmed Virani over here, host of Coffee Conversation and a legal tech evangelist and author of 13 ebooks. So your first question for the professional journey round, Madhura. Can you share your journey from being a legal trainee at Datamatics to becoming an associate director at Nielsen IQ?
Sure. So in fact, I actually started my professional journey just fresh out of college as a CS trainee first. So I'm also a qualified company secretary. So I was actually a CS trainee with Reliance Retail, and I completed my CS internship from then. And then I moved, as a legal trainee to Datamatics, spent around 1.5 years there. From there, I actually spent some time in a law firm in Mumbai. After law firm, it was actually PwC which happened, and in PwC I spent around 4 years. And after PwC, I've been a part of Nielsen IQ, as we say Nielsen IQ or NIQ, for the past 7 years now. So yes, so my journey has been, I would say, a bit colorful because I have actually worked as a CS trainee, worked in the secretarial field, then moved on to hardcore pure legal work with the law firm, then moved on to consulting, compliance consulting in PwC, and now with Nielsen IQ, I'm actually part of the core legal team for South Asia. So we look after everything related to legal, compliance related, ethics, policies, you name it, and we do it as a legal function for Nielsen IQ. So yeah, this has been my journey so far, and I think the key for me has been to be consistent and agile. So you kind of adopt to changing times, and somewhere just build and learn as you go.
Yeah. Wow, impressive. So now, how does a day look for an associate director at Nielsen IQ?
Actually is, if you ask me, it's quite busy, and because as I said, we not only look at commercial contracts for our clients, vendors, etc., but we also look at the internal processes, compliance requirements, interpretation issues, employment related issues, and everything related to policy implementation. So for me, the day looks like is, I start my day. We have a flexible work culture, so I think majority of the time I'm working from home, but we do go into office at least 2 to 3 times a week. So when I'm in office, I think it's more about meeting people, talking to them, and when people tend to be in office, there are a lot of queries which people just kind of catch hold of you and discuss with you. So I think the day in office is quite different from a day I spend at home. So at home, it's hardcore back-to-back calls, completing emails, addressing emails. Then I have a very young child as well, so I have some home responsibilities as well. So the day for me is quite busy, and I keep running from one door to another. So yeah, that's it.
Wow. So now, as I introduced you, so there is something like compliance management framework that I read about you. So can you explain for the viewers out over there, what is this compliance management framework and what goes into this framework?
Yeah. So actually, when you look at implementing a compliance management framework for it, in simple terms, if you name what is a framework, is there are 4 key elements to it. One is having a deep understanding of the operations and the business requirements of a company. Say, for example, if you're looking at any company in any industry. So having a deep knowledge of the operations is very important. Once you ace that, the second stage is actually to identify the compliance work that will apply. So that includes all policies, that includes your external apply, what guidelines will apply. Then once you've crossed that identification stage, the next stage is actually mapping those compliance requirements internally. Who will be responsible for what? Because in big setups that we have for companies today, it's some of the functions, nobody knows how to do that. Like, there is no custodian of a single function or a single compliance requirement, which is very rare. So while we have our standard processes in terms of finance, legal, admin, facilities, operations, but sometimes there are some niche compliance requirements for which the companies don't know who the custodians should be. So I think the next stage of having a robust compliance framework is to identify and map those requirements internally, and then ensure that those requirements are somewhere complied and taken care of. So once you've set up this framework, then comes the continuous improvement, continuous monitoring, and continuous audit part, which kind of ensures that whatever you've set up in the form of a framework continues and gives you the results that you actually set it up with the aim for. So in short, this is what a compliance framework looks like for companies. Now, when I was in PwC, we were into hardcore consulting, and setting up compliance framework for our clients was the key core area that we worked on. So in this way, we worked with a lot of large companies. Like, there were FMCG clients, there were manufacturing clients, IT, media. So it was a very flavorful combination, wherein you jumped on from one industry to another. Like, one day you were doing something for an FMCG company, then you moved on to an IT company, then to a manufacturing company. So it was quite fresh, and I had a lot of learning in that experience, because I was exposed to a lot of these areas, and somewhere my abilities and my expertise then went on building from there on.
Wow. Okay. Now, how do you approach drafting and vetting complex agreements and legal documents?
Co- Commercial contracts, I think all lawyers have the knack of drafting things. We can, for even a simple email, I think we can make into a completely 2 3 long drawn paragraphs for the same. But I think for me, the core beauty of somewhere drafting and reviewing contracts is basically, first is to understand the business requirement. What is the business ask or the business objective with which you are getting into drafting or reviewing a contract? So that is first. Once you identify that, then there is a risk analysis involved in negotiation. Like, when you draft out a contract with precise and covering all the points that you want to cover, then comes the negotiation part, wherein whatever you've drafted will not all fly with the other side as well. So somewhere in that negotiation, that risk analysis needs to be done, that what are you willing to let go and what are you really willing to hold on in your favor. So I think somewhere that negotiation and keen application of your mind and business operations is very, very important. And secondly, for me, I think somewhere people always associate legal contracts as very complex law drawn agreements, which a layman non-legal person basically cannot understand. So my aim is always to change that. My drafting, somewhere I always aim to keep my drafting very simple. In simplistic terms, the construct should be simple, so that reading it, somewhere understanding it for normal business folks, non-legal folks, is also not very, very difficult. So somewhere I always aim at keeping simplistic language while covering everything that is required.
Wow. Okay. Now, uh, what skills do you think are essential for success in the legal and compliance field?
I think what is essential is you really need to have a keen analytical mind. So, analyzing things, having an intuition. So, while I know everybody may not be very, very intuitive, or, but, having that intuition and that foresight into things of, what could go down, what could go wrong, how could you actually, mitigate risks, that, you really need to foresee risks and then somewhere have a plan to mitigate them. So essential key things are good communication skills, analytical mind, being intuitive, and being adaptable. So adapting to changing environment is very, very important. And today, So, I think today the legal field has evolved so much from what it was like, maybe 20 years ago. Today, everything is moving towards AI. It's AI driven. People fear their jobs, maybe redundant 15, 20 years down the line. So adaptability is the key, so that, you keep evolving, you keep adapting, and so that you are running with the time and not behind the time.
Wow, beautiful explained. So viewers out there who want to enter this world of corporate world, don't go by the Suits series. Those are what-
Yeah, actually, suits has actually glamorized legal profession, but honestly, the grass is not so greener on the other side.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah. Okay. Let's go back memory down lane. What are some challenging legal compliance cases you have faced in your career?
Challenging legal compliance issues, I think I would say is, there's this one experience that I have. So when I was part of PwC, we had a big FMCG company as our client, and I think their compliance framework project was not going as per the expectations, and there were a lot of problems. And the project just got moved from another team to my team, and we had to pick it up in the middle of the way. And I think that was a very good exposure and chance for me to kind of show my abilities. The key for me at that time was to, I was very proactive with getting things done. And it was very, very important for me to understand the expectations of the stakeholder, like what the client really expected. Because for any framework or any project to be successful, you really need to hit the nail with the stakeholder expectation. If your stakeholder expectation and your framework is off the chart, then it's although you tick mark all the boxes, it will never be successful at a client end. So at that point of time, being proactive and not second doubting my decisions was very important. Like every decision I took, I had to back it up and not second doubt myself. And fortunately, the project was completed as per the expectations, and we kind of resolved all the problems. And I think my somewhere the abilities that I showed at that point of time of being proactive, understanding, connecting with the stakeholders at ground level, that somewhere got recognized internally as well as externally from the client as well. So yeah, that was one of the challenging pieces that I kind of remember from my experience. And then at Nielsen IQ also. So I think a challenging piece is we do a lot of employment related work in Nielsen IQ. So when we are doing that, I think employment related work is not just hands on, it's not like what the law says and you just blindly implement it within the company, because company has its own processes, objectives.
Yeah.
And the legal framework that we have in India is very, very workman centric, very, very employee focused. So somewhere you really need to have that balance and take decisions which end up into a win-win situations at both the ends. So yeah, these are some of the challenges that have really shaped me and built me into what I am today. Yeah.
Wow, perfect. Okay. Now, who has influenced you from, or is your mentor from the legal world?
So my mentor, I would say, so my boss at so my manager at PwC, so he was really the one who was responsible to really bring me out of my shell somewhere. So I spent some time as trainees, and then I moved into a law firm. But when I actually joined PwC, my manager was really, in terms of if you really name it, he was really my mentor, because he was really successful to bring me out of my shell and really have that confidence into leading teams, leading projects, etc. So yes, that is one. And then my manager in Nielsen IQ, also I consider her as a mentor, is because she has really been shaping me for the past 7 years. And the fact that I've spent 7 years in this company shows that I'm really satisfied and happy working here and being guided in the correct manner and being groomed, actually. Yeah.
That's great. What are the skill sets for a good leader according to you?
Sorry, come again.
What are the skill sets required for a
Yeah.
good leader for to
Hmm.
lead a team according to you?
I think the skill sets required for a good leader are, I think, being empathetic is very important. Like, a good quality of a leader is to really have empathize with your team. I think somewhere, rather than, just giving instructions or directions, it's very important to hear the team out. So a good leader will always hear you out, and then somewhere not give you tailor-made solutions, but help you to arrive at a solution to your problem. So somewhere that is a very, very important leadership ability that I think is important, that a leader shouldn't give tailor-made solutions, but the leader should guide in such a way that the team comes up with solutions to their own problems in their own way. So that is very, very important. And the second is, I think, empowering the team. So not micromanaging and empowering the team is very important for the team to grow. So yeah, these are some of the leadership skills that I feel are important in leaders.
Wow. Okay. So my last question for your professional will be, what role does technology play in your work, particularly in the automation of compliance frameworks?
So, like I said, technology is everywhere. So everywhere you go today, you have, AI driving everything. So in our field also, I think it applies. There are so many tools in the market today. There are tools for compliance management. There are tools for contract management. There are tools for litigation management as well. And I think somewhere this forms the core of what we do in our profession. So implementing technology in your day-to-day operations is very important, I think, is because one, we have to keep up with time, and second, it brings in a lot of efficiency as well, because somewhere integrating technology eliminates manual errors, it simplifies processes, and then it creates an onus on the responsible person to update it, like do it within the timeline, so that a holistic picture of what the compliance status of the company is goes to the senior stakeholders. So yes, technology does play a very important part, and I think we just need to keep up and keep learning and keep
Yes.
improving with the technology. Yeah.
Very true. Very true. That using technology with all the features, means learning and using them is very important.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
And
Now,
also user friendly interface. So for me, I think a technology needs to have very, very user friendly interface, because the moment the user interface is not user friendly or not simple, the technology loses its relevance somewhere. So yeah, that's very important.
thank you. Okay. So we'll go to the next round, the
Yeah.
personal question. So my first question will be, can you tell us about your family and your formative years?
So my formative years, I think I've spent majority of my life in Mumbai. So I've been born and brought up here. My parents still live in Mumbai. I met my husband in Mumbai. We got married here. I think the only time we were not in Mumbai was post pandemic. Like during pandemic, we spent like 1 year in Udaipur and 1 year in Doha, Qatar. So other than this, I think I've spent my entire life in Mumbai. So I'm like a hardcore Mumbaian, if you ask me. And I love the city. So at given any point of time, even if we go somewhere else, I would always like to return to my roots in Mumbai here. So, and on a family note, so I'm a single child. I've been married for 11 years, and my husband is in hospitality industry. He works for a five-star hotel in Mumbai. And I have a 3.5-year-old son.
Wow.
So yeah, this is it on the family front.
Okay. Now let's go to your college.
Yeah.
Uh, how was college life and your actions over there?
So I must say, really, college life for me was all about having fun. I was not the most studious kind of student, or attending all the lectures, always being prompt. That was not me. But I think college life has really, the exposure that got in my college life, the friends I made, the experiences I had has actually helped me shape the character that I am today, and really build the personality that has come across in all these years. From a college perspective, I actually completed my junior college from SIS College, Mumbai, and then I've done my 5-year law course from Dr. DY Patil University in Navi Mumbai, and I'm a qualified company secretary. So I think that's on the educational front.
Wow. So any message you want to give to your lovely friends out there using this platform?
I think it's just like, just do what you want to do. So don't go by the notions what others have set for you, or the expectations others have. Like when I actually completed law and CS. my entire family, everybody was very happy that, now you go on and become a qualified company secretary and, work in listed companies, etc. But I think I chose an entirely different path for me because, I think I did CS for 1-2 years, and I was very sure that I don't want to continue being a company secretary. So I actually moved on to pure legal field after that, contracts, mergers and acquisitions, due diligence, etc., etc. So I think just listen to your heart and do what you want to do, and you will definitely excel in that. So yeah, that would be my message to my lovely friends here.
Okay. Yeah. What hobbies or interests do you have outside your professional life?
I like listening to music. So music is something that really soothes me after a stressful day at work. Other than that, I actually like watching movies a lot. So I am a big movie buff. So at any point of time, wherever I get some time, I'm always on OTTs or watching television, catching up on movies. So yeah, and I think one more hobby would be traveling for us. So me and my husband both passionately enjoy traveling. So yeah, that is something we really do as a hobby in our free time.
Wow. So, so which are your memorable places you have visited together, and what
So I think,
are
yeah,
the
so the most memorable place for us would be, I think, going to Greece. So we did Turkey and Greece back in 2017. It's been quite a few years, but in 2017 we visited Turkey and Greece. So I think that was one trip which has really stayed close to our heart because it was one of the destinations in my bucket list, and the country is very beautiful. Very honestly, like,
both
it's
countries
really
are?
beautiful, and we spent like some 10-12 days there, and that is one journey which has really stayed close to both our hearts. And after that, I think Maldives is a location where, so my husband was working in Maldives for 2 years, and when he was moving back from Maldives, I actually joined him there, and we spent some time there, and then traveled back. So yes, Maldives was also very nice. And I think in India, Udaipur has been quite a change for us. So we spent around a year in Udaipur and traveled all the local places in and around Udaipur and other parts of Rajasthan. So yes, that was also something which was very memorable for us. Yeah.
Okay. So from these places, are you a foodie?
I'm a big foodie minded.
Tell us about if what food to have in from Udaipur, from this Greece and Turkey.
Okay, so I think from Udaipur, their pyaz kachori is world famous. So while their ghevar is also very nice, but I am more inclined towards their pyaj ka kachori. So that was a thing which was like a Sunday breakfast for us almost every week. So yeah, that is it. And I think in Greece it was Greek salad, of course, and they have a local dish called gyros, so which is like a chicken salad with a lot of veggies and some sauces. So the gyros was quite. I was quite impressed with gyros, and also from Indonesia there is nasi goreng. So I love, absolutely love it. So yeah, these are some of the cuisines that I really enjoy.
Wow. Okay. So how does a weekend look for you, Madhura?
So weekend for me is all about relaxing and spending time with my child, because honestly Monday to Friday is quite stressful and hectic, and I really struggle on giving him the required time. So I think weekends are spending some quality time with him, spending some quality time with my family, husband, because me and my husband both are quite busy Monday to Friday, and that is the only time we get to relax, unwind, share what has happened in the week, complete chores. Like, there is some shopping to be done, there's some work to be completed, so doing all of that. So yeah, the weekend actually looks equally busy as my week, because I have a lot of personal things that I need to complete during the weekends. So that is it. And when there is no work, then we often go out for lunches, dinners, meet up with friends. So yeah, that is how our weekend looks like.
Wow. So from a bucket list in 2024, this remaining months, what would like to do personally and professionally?
So from the remaining months, I think professionally, like I said, we do a lot of employment related things, and I'm a lot more involved in post related compliances and activities for the company as well. So I think for my bucket list, I actually have a to do in my list to complete a certified posh certification program. so that what I'm doing actually practically kind of gets backed up and validated with a certification as well. So that is something in my bucket list that I need to complete before the year end, get a posh certification, so that I'm like a qualified posh certified trainer. And then on a personal front, I think just like spending more time with family, because I think in the daily struggles, daily ups and downs, family is something that sometimes gets ignored, like my mom, dad, and my in-laws, everybody. So I think just spending some quality time with them is something that I really want to achieve in the coming months.
Okay, good. Okay. Yeah. So my this since you are a woman achiever, so my question is, what does Sri Shakti mean to you?
So Shakti for me is actually empowerment of women. But when I say empowerment of women, for me, I strictly believe it's not overpowering men at all. I think it's about having an equal seat at the table. That is the core Sri Shakti for me, and being recognized for all my achievements professionally, personally, in the society, in the same way we would do it for the man of the house. So like we encourage and we cheer for our brothers, fathers, sons, husbands, I think we deserve the equal respect and equal opportunity to showcase our abilities and kind of get appreciated for that. So this for me in term is total empowerment and just celebrating the achievements that we have. So yeah, that's Sri Shakti for me.
Wow. Okay. So my last question: describe Madhura in one line.
So I think if you just want to describe Madhura in one line, I would say I am a intuitive professional and I'm an assertive mother. So yeah, that would describe me the best.
Wow. Beautiful. So let's have some fun. The rapid fire.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. You're a morning person or night owl?
I'm actually a night owl. I'm not a morning person at all.
Okay. Uh, your go-to stress relief activity.
I think my go-to stress relief activity is watching something on an OTT, like an old movie or any movie, and I can actually mind it watch movies on repeat also. So something which I can go on and watch it n number of times. So yeah, I'm a big movie bus, and
Okay.
that's like a stress buster for me.
Okay. So your favorite movie?
I like a lot of superhero movies. I'm a big Marvel fan.
Oh,
So yes, any superhero movie. Then I like rom-coms also. So a lot of rom-coms, a lot of superhero movies. Yeah, a combination of that.
okay. So name one a rom-com movie and one superhero movie.
I think a rom-com, there are many, but one which I recently watched was The Intern. So I really like that. And I think a superhero movie would be Avengers. Yeah.
Okay, they're both are good ones. Yeah. In turn, Robert De Niro has acted very well. And
Sorry?
Robert De Niro, he's acted
Yeah,
really
yeah,
well.
he's acted absolutely. Like all of them. I'm a big fan.
And yeah, I'm
Very,
a fan of both Anne
yeah.
Hathaway and Robert De Niro. His movie
Oh, very nice.
is because I'm watching Netflix. I'm also a foodie. Sorry, movie. I've watched various movies due to Netflix, Indonesian,
Oh, yeah.
Korean, Japanese, you name it. And in my recommendation, this intern has again come up.
Ah, very nice. So we have something in common, like both of us. I'm also a big Netflix
Yeah,
fan. So
and
yeah.
superhero, I'm a fan of the Spider-Man, but by Toby.
Ah, okay. Understood.
Other
Nice.
super Spider-Man, others have acted, but uh, I
Nobody can beat him.
Toby.
He's like the original Spider-Man.
Original, yes. He has given that, what do you say, emotions, which other super or other Spider-Mans, that emotion connect is not there. It's missing.
Correct. Yes, I understand. Yeah.
So he's okay. Your favorite cuisine?
I think my favorite cuisine is Pan Asian. I like Pan Asian food a lot, and I think in Indian I like chole bhature a lot. So yeah, chole bhature is something that I like.
Wow. Okay. Tea or coffee?
I'm a coffee lover.
Okay, so let's listen.
Yeah.
Your favorite color?
My favorite color is pink.
Wow.
As girly as it could be, it's pink.
Okay. Best piece of advice you have received?
Best piece of exercise I have received is, I think, just be true to yourself and be open. Like sometimes I do receive feedback that I'm not that open in raising conflicts or disputes. So somewhere that is an advice that I really appreciate, and I'm working on in kind of improving that part on me. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So you did well, and you received this book.
Thank you so much. Thank
Autograph
you.
and send to your address. Go through it.
Sure.
There are
Yes.
insights. So, friends, it was a lovely conversation which we had with Madhura, learning about her interest in travel, in food, in what do you say, learning about compliance management framework. So, do watch this episode when it's published on the Coffee Conversation Show. You'll get a lot of insights, learning about and how managing home front, work front, and being an associate director. So, hats off, Madhura, and more opportunity to you and your bucket list, spending more time with the family. It's very
Thank you so much. Thank you. It was great speaking with you. And again, thank you so much for this opportunity. And I would really love to be connected with the team that you have. Yeah.
good. I'll just end.